Warren Common is checking in with a New York nightclub finding new ways to party.
It's a way for us to connect with each other when we can't be together.
A whiskey distillery making a whole new recipe.
We decided to start doing this hand sanitizer project.
And the unsung heroes of America's trucking industry.
It's like if we stop, everything stops.
All that and more when we check in.
Michael Koenig's here, washing my hands for the 10th time today. There's never been a higher demand for soap, and this whiskey distillery in upstate New York is overhauling their operation to make up for that short supply.
We did it! We did it! My name's Chad Butters, and I'm the founder and CEO of Eight Oaks Farm Distillery. So we grow wheat, rye, corn, and barley, and out of those ingredients we make things like rye whiskey and bourbon and vodka and gin. Saturday morning, I was reading through some news feeds and saw, hand sanitizer for $323 an ounce. People were in need of this, obviously, and I just thought, these are definitely not the times for profiteering. So what we wanted to do was just look around and say, how do we best utilize our skills and our equipment and our people to serve the community. We decided to flip the switch on this thing and to start doing this hand sanitizer project. We've got a whole crew here just working their tails off to make this happen. I'm super proud of them. We pushed out the first 800 bottles or so today to those most in need, which is Cancer Support Community and the Pediatric Cancer Foundation. So we just went to the World Health Organization. They have a formula and a recipe online there. And it's very straightforward. It's high proof alcohol, which that's the hard part to make, but for us, that's our bread and butter. But we make that from scratch from our grain. And this rectification column is what allows us to get 96% pure alcohol coming off of the still and into this stainless steel vat here. We take that alcohol and then we're gonna mix it with glycerin, hydrogen peroxide, maybe a little bit of water. So that's the basic recipe. You can go to sanitizer at 8oaksdistillers.com and you can get on that priority list if you're a nonprofit, fire, police, EMS, USPS, trash service, anybody that needs that desperately. We are going to put you on the priority list and we're just going to push it out as quickly as we can. So right now we're just scaling up production. You're going to see, this week we're going to do about 1,500 bottles. Next week we're going to do probably 10,000, and then the week after that we should be up to 16 to 24,000 as we continue to scale up productions. We can't change the world, I got that, but we can certainly change our little sliver of it right here in the Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania, and we can flood the market with as much hand sanitizer as we can possibly make. And get it to people that need it. And so that's our mission right now.
Sometimes to get away from the noise of the house, I sneak off here and park car because I'm working from home, nowhere to go. But there are those in the trucking industry who have never spent more time on the road delivering essential supplies across the country. And so we want to check in with them and see how they're doing during this tough time.
Good morning, everybody. It's like 3:30 in the morning. I am over here in New Jersey, and how grateful they were when I showed up and had a truckload full of respirators.
It's the health professionals and the EMTs and linemen and everybody that keeps the infrastructure going in the country kind of rely on us.
America's 3.5 million truckers are now braving the coronavirus outbreak to deliver needed goods to hospitals and supermarkets across the country. They rarely get the recognition they deserve, so we decided to talk to a few drivers putting in extra miles to keep stores stocked for worried customers.
You're on the road delivering goods around the country right now? And what does it look like? What is that kind of journey, and how has it changed in the last few days?
A lot less cars on the road, more trucks everywhere.
I still need sleep, so I'm putting in about 14 hours a day. And I'm running about 750 miles a day, 800 at the tops.
And what is it that you were transporting?
What I normally pick up and carry cat litter and paper. Recently, with all of this been going on, it has shifted to stuff like food and essential supplies.
Respirators and bandaging and basically anything medical that they would need in the facilities right now. It was an emergency load. I just did what I normally do, is just drive there and get there as fast as I can.
And how long did you have to drive to deliver that?
It was about 1,800 miles, so about 3 days. But as soon as I got there, they opened up their arms and they were just so excited just to have some medical supplies for them.
They got me to pick up some toilet paper from Alabama and drive it 2,200 miles. We were sent an email from the Federal Motor Carriers Association that HOS has been suspended if you are delivering products, which would be medical and essentials as in toiletries and foods. But our original DOT regulations was 70 hours a week. They want us to get the loads there a lot faster.
Usually I'll deliver to somewhere like a Target distribution center or a Walmart distribution center or something like that. And those are a lot busier now. There are tons of trucks going in and out now because I think a lot of the focus has shifted to getting those kind of supplies that people need, because everybody goes out and kind of panic buys everything when something like this starts. I'm finding it harder to find food that I can make in the truck. So I'm having to eat at truck stops more right now. 95% of the time we're isolated from everybody. We're in this little cubicle here, but there's this little 5% where we're going in and out of truck stops or rest areas where everybody on the road is touching everything.
And a lot of places, they don't allow truck parking. So Walmart's usually like a big place that we can stop, that we can park a truck at to get stuff, and there's no supplies at all at any of these places. Everyone has just emptied the shelving out, so we haven't been able to even stock up our trucks.
And you've seen some community members kind of do what they can to support the truck drivers?
Oh yeah. Even on Facebook, Instagram, they've been messaging me if I need anything. They'll Uber Eats something out. They will bring it to your truck, put it on your step, knock on your door, and your food's right there. If it wasn't for the outpouring of everybody else out here bringing food to truck drivers and truck stops or rest areas, or even police departments offering to bring food and water to the truck drivers, otherwise we wouldn't have really much of anything out here.
I know a lot of people, at least most of my friends and family, know how important truckers are to the economy. It's like if we stop, everything stops. I think people should just be more mindful of how tough our jobs really are. We're working, sometimes 14 hours a day, and right now everybody's working a little harder. So I think just be nicer to truckers on the road is what I'm trying to say.
Give us our space. That's all we ask.
Always remember that we were here and we will always be here.
I haven't been all that stylish during this quarantine period. My blue shirt is a staple. But this company in Chicago has figured out a way to use their shirts to send an important message.
Wash your hands sounded like a good message. It followed our obvious brand. All of the proceeds that we raise on the sale of Wash Your Hands going to displaced hourly employees that work at the ballparks and stadiums in the city of Chicago. Obvious Shirts is an apparel company that states the obvious things that need to be said in sports in hopes of getting reactions out of people. We've even expanded outside of sports altogether. The Wash Your Hands shirt came to me pretty organically when all this stuff was kind of going around in the news and media, and I thought we need to be doing everything as we can to prevent this from spreading. And rule number one is wash your hands. When somebody reads the shirt, they get it, they react to it, and hopefully it stirs up conversation. We're a Chicago company, and Chicago's home for us, and Chicago means the world to us, but we're not exclusively limiting it to Wrigley Field. We're a lot more than just a t-shirt company. We are trying to give back, and we're trying to be an impact on the city, the state, and hopefully the country.
I've been doing a lot of swiping on social media these last few days, and here are a few of our most popular videos from our @Localish page. Starting out in San Diego, here's a police officer who goes grocery shopping for a 95-year-old widower. A man who obviously can't go out, is one of the more susceptible populations to coronavirus, and so this police officer
do his grocery shopping. This next story comes to us from Australia. A woman, a barista, ends up crossing the street with some warm coffee for those waiting in an unemployment line. She knew it would kind of warm their hearts a little bit as they're going through a real tough time. The world economy has been shaken, and yet this person working at Duke's Cafe in Australia just did what she could to make it a little bit better for these folks. This next story is out in Los Angeles. A woman who we've actually featured before on Localish is passing out hand sanitizers and food and vitamin C to the homeless population there on Los Angeles' Skid Row. They're obviously hit particularly hard right now, and she's practicing social distancing, both has a mask and is passing it through the passenger window, but doing what she can to support these folks who need it most right now. And finally, a moment we can all kind of laugh about. In San Antonio, Texas, two shoppers dressing in full-body dinosaur costumes, strolling through the store, putting smiles on fellow shoppers' faces. A lot of people obviously nervous and stocking up their food pantries, but these two do it in style. Those are just a few moments from around the globe that I liked. Hope you do as well. The coronavirus shutdown has caused bars and nightclubs across the country to close their doors indefinitely, and many people, like myself, are doing a little more drinking indoors. But this nightclub from Queens, New York, is bringing that party online to people's homes around the world.
My name's Justin Carter, and I'm one of the resident DJs and founders of Nowadays. You know, just as all the other bars, restaurants, and clubs in New York are closed, that's the case for Nowadays. On the first day that we were closed, we were able to broadcast, DJ sets, party DJ sets. And every day since then, that's what we've done and are planning on streaming until we're open again. There are a lot of people who are stuck at home right now. Technology is really feeling like a godsend. It's a way for us to connect with each other when we can't be together. We saw people on their Instagram stories, people that were just posting videos in their house of themselves dancing with like the screen on in the background. And it was really nice to just log on and see, our general manager there doing the lights, and to see Masha DJing in the DJ booth. There's also a chat room there, so there are people that are able to go on to the chat room and communicate with the DJs and with each other. Okay, we're actually sharing something together, and that's really nice to see that. Who knows how long we're going to be asked to stay in our homes and being isolated from each other. And I'm worried about the people that work for us who are certainly going to have a hard time making ends meet right now. We have about 50 people that work for us as security guards and resident DJs and bartenders and barbacks. So we started a fund for them, which is just a Venmo account where people have very nicely been just sending money for our staff. I'm worried about whether or not Nowadays is going to be able to weather this, and whether when this is all over, Nowadays will exist anymore. I'm worried for myself and my family. I'm hopeful that, through support and through some hard work on our side, that we can figure out a way for Nowadays to continue to exist. It's a roller coaster. I'm worried, but I'm also really hopeful.
I'm going to go eat another home-cooked meal right from the pan. Hope you folks enjoy your dinners, and thanks for watching here. Stay safe out there.